Nyedis BreachCast, the world's first identity management app made exclusively for identity experts and product owners, is available in the iOS App Store now. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nyedis Anarchy series. I'm your host Adam, CIO and co-founder of Nyedis, and today I want to talk about what's on my phone. I want to talk about all the cool apps that I use, because ever since I was a kid and I'd be watching other people's computers, I was like, what apps do you have? What do you use? And still to this day, every time I see someone's phone or I see a screenshot of someone's computer or watching a video and I see their dock or on their status bar, I'm like, what is that app? What's that for? What are they using? So I figure, hey, maybe there's other people like me out there that want to know. So I'm going to go through and show you some of the cool apps that I have on my phone that I cannot live without. So first off, I'm just going to start at the top, BusyCal. This is the calendar app that I use, my go-to app. It's great for managing multiple calendars and keeping them all really aligned. Like, I love the view of being able to see my week and my day with all the different calendars all tied up together. The calendar app on the iOS one is just not that great for what I need. I think I even pay for BusyCal, but use it on my Mac and my phone. Great app. Google Maps, obviously, it's great for driving. Waze, though, that's what I use to find the cops, the speed light cameras, the red light cameras, and to get me there quick. Like, I want to make sure I avoid all the traffic jams and all that crap, and that's what Waze does, right? It'll throw you through someone's backyard if it has to. Movie apps, this is pretty standard stuff, nothing terribly crazy there. Telegram is my go-to messaging app. I'm not a big fan of text messages. I do have Signal. I do use it depending on who I'm talking to and what's going on, but for the most part, I use Telegram. That's my favorite. Slack, mandatory. Every one of my companies that I have everyone set up through Slack, so I can easily talk to everyone and see what's going on with the channels. I hate Teams, Microsoft Teams. I do have it, obviously, because you need it. Hate it, despise it, just like everybody else out there. It's the worst messaging app. Even though it's free, please stop using it. Just pay for something good. Get Slack. It's great. It's got huddles in there. It's got everything you need right in Slack. It's amazing. Spotify, obviously, best music app. 1Password, that's what I use for all my vaulting. I don't really put too many passwords in there, but I use it for confidential information and stuff I just want to keep safe. I use that. Dropbox, everyone knows what that one is. I have a ton of these different home apps, but realistically, they all just sync back to Google Home. That's kind of what I use to control all my stuff for my whole house. I could turn on and off the entire house. And for things that aren't smart, I have this thing, actually here, it's right here, called SwitchBot. And this thing actually lets me control things with a physical switch. So there's SwitchBot. It's this little box, like that little mini yellow router I'll show you, about that size. And you just stick it on something. And every time I hit the button, like I want to turn on my sauna, I hit the switch here. And then this little physical switch comes out and pushes the button for you. So for things that aren't smart, just slap this little button on there. Bam, they're instantly smart. And also they got a curtains one. So for my curtains, like in my bedroom, I hit the button and whoop, it opens and closes the curtains for me. Set it up to time. So hey, when it's time to get up, it opens the curtains. At night, it closes them. It does everything for me automated. It's great. All tied into Google Home. For travel apps, Delta, I'm a million miler, gold status for life. That's my thing there. I'm a big Delta guy. Kayak, I use them for booking flights. I use Zenny. I have my own booking agency, but Zenny is kind of the back end for it. XENI. The best rates on hotels by, like, I'm talking like hundreds of dollars a night difference for some big hotels that you can find by using that over everything else online. So there's no app for it. I have to do it through the website, but for that much of a savings, I'll use the website. Hotel Tonight, I do like a lot for instantaneous, like I'm going to be here tomorrow night or today. One quick hack for you to tell you, like I've learned, like I'll show you here my Hotel Tonight status. I'm level 16 on Hotel Tonight. I've booked a lot of places. I don't know, started my tickets, but yeah. I mean, like I've used this app so much. Level 16. I'm almost at level 17. Ooh. Now, what I'm going to tell you, a little hack I learned about Hotel Tonight. You get better discounts if you're not in the city that you're trying to book the hotel for. So, like, let's say I'm going to fly to Vegas. Like, I'm going to DEF CON, right? I'm going to have my stuff booked out, and I'm probably not going into DEF CON, but I'll be in Vegas. But let's say, you know what, I've just said, oh, perfect example. I'm going to Florida next week. And let's say I don't book my hotel until the night before. So what I'm going to do is the day of, I'm going to be sitting in JFK when I know my flight's going to take off and not canceled because JFK air traffic control sucks. And I'm actually about to take off. I will use Hotel Tonight to book my hotel in Florida while I'm in New York. You'll get a bigger discount if you book from a state that you're not in. So that's one trick. The other thing is definitely better prices the day of versus the night before and the day before, and time zones matter. So keep track of what time zones you're in, because if you're in California and you want to book New York, you could probably book it still California time, even though New York is flipped because you're 3 hours, behind. You can actually get better discounts that way too. So book your hotel not in the state. So if you know you're going somewhere, book it before you actually fly there. You'll get better deals. Spot Hero, great for New York City because parking garages charge an arm and a leg. Like, you'll pay like $50 or more sometimes easily for an all-day rate, or not an all-day, for just a couple hours in New York City, in Manhattan. So Spot Hero is really good to find really cool parking garages that are available, and they give you like a rate and a time. So like, let's see here. So if I go find parking, I'll just show you real fast. Here we go. That's our office. Sure, I'm at that time to that time. Just want to show you what it looks like there. See, so it drops. It shows you all these different parking garage places and whatever you can get. So for an hour, here's how much it's going to cost. Anywhere from $50, $22, and it goes right where I'm going. So right here, it looks like, oh, look, here's one for 20. Oh, look, here's one for 16. Boom. So here's one for $16, 4.9 stars, and there's a picture of the parking garage. So when you're driving around, you know right where to look for, and your spot is reserved for that time. And you can extend it and stuff while you're there. So Spot Hero, great for places that are high traffic. Train time stuff, Uber, Lyft. I mean, obviously, I think everyone does that. You just, Uber and Lyft is the same people. You just pick the one that's cheaper at the time. Airbnb, I'm not a big fan. Blade, I'm a huge fan of Blade, just because it's so much faster to get to the city from the airport. Like $200. I actually was the one that got them to create the Blade Plus package, which is you pay a one-time sign-up fee, and then I was able to fly Blade as much as I want for $100 each way. So I could go from JFK to Manhattan in 10 minutes, and it would cost me $100 on the helicopter. Amazing. Let's see, anything else that's pretty... Priority Pass, I get that free from my Amex. The Priority Pass gets you into a ton of airport lounges. So if you travel a lot, Priority Pass is awesome. The Amex gets you into a bunch, obviously, but the Priority Pass gets you into all those weird ones that are not tied to airlines, and you can get into airline lounges all over the world with this thing. And it's a perk with Delta, and I think it was it Delta? I forget if it was Delta or Amex. I think it was Amex, actually. But you can get tons and tons of cool freebie stuff, like free food, free alcohol, and all that kind of fun stuff all over the world. So check out Priority Pass. You might be getting it for free as well. Social media apps, I really don't have any. LinkedIn, right? WhatsApp, because I talk to people around the world using WhatsApp, Signal, and Discord. Photo and video. Google Photos, I actually use a lot, ironically, because I'm so privacy-centric, you think I wouldn't, and I don't want to, but man, is it good. It just organizes and has all my photos in there. I can search just like, hey, I'm looking for a red canoe, and it'll show me all the photos of the red canoe. It's pretty awesome that way. Banking apps, nothing terribly exciting here. I use Venmo privately. I really do not understand why people broadcast who they're giving money to and how much. To me, that's crazy. But maybe I just don't understand the generation. Let's see here. Workout stuff. Obviously, I don't work out too much. My Whoop device, I'm not wearing it right now, but I like that one. That one is probably the best. I like that better than the Fitbits and all those things. Big fan of Whoop. Shopping. This is kind of my go-tos. Fiverr, I like cheap stuff. Fiverr, Etsy, I like custom stuff. If I'm going to buy something, I'd rather buy something that's a one-off made by someone that put, hard work and effort into something that they made. It's almost like a piece of art rather than just buying something from Amazon. So I try to buy from Etsy and support people rather than bigger, conglomerates as much as possible. Costco, because I like shopping in bulk. 7-Eleven delivery is probably the only delivery app that I use because there's a 7-Eleven down the street, and so many times I need munchies at night, so they're great for delivering those to me. Starbucks and Amazon, I think those are necessities. And OpenTable for reservations when setting up dinners to nice places. Google Home, I have Google Home everything, except for the cameras. I've stripped all those out, and now I've gone to these Ubiquiti ones that are all on-prem and record to a hard drive here. So therefore, I don't have to worry about cloud stuff and all my stuff being not here and in someone else's hands. I'm not a fan of that. Words with Friends is fun. ChatGPT is my go-to by far for everything. My car app. So business stuff. So Gmail, I don't really use the Authenticator app. I use the Gmail Authenticator app a lot. I also have pretty much every other one because you need them. There's the Semantic one, the Ping one, Duo. I got Zoom. I got Outlook and the Teams one, Block ID, Edge browser. I don't really use that too much, but sometimes it's required when VPNing in for clients. The Jump desktop, this one I use a lot. This one lets me remote control RDP, like RDP sessions to Windows servers. That's been my favorite one so far. ExpressVPN, This is my kind of go-to VPN app that I use when I just want to be in a VPN of some kind. I'm not too particular about anything. OpenVPN I use when I want to connect into my VPN here in my house. So if I ever need to be back in my house, I turn on OpenVPN. SignNow has been great for signing PDFs, signing documents and contracts and all that kind of stuff that aren't DocuSign, or they just send you something. That's been really good. Another authenticator app. Scanner Pro, this thing's really awesome. I think Dropbox does this now too, but I've been using it for years, so I'm just hooked on it. So whenever you have someone's like, hey, send me a PDF for it. So when I have printouts of physical papers, I just sit there and take pictures using the Scanner Pro app, and it turns it all into a PDF that I can just send to someone. That's pretty awesome. Another authenticator app. DocuSign, Upwork, when hiring some people offshore, every once in a while need just like little work done here and there. Trello, I like Trello. It's kind of like, if you're not familiar with Trello, think of it like lightweight Jira. So instead of the Jira Kanban board, it's really more minimalistic, and to me it's better because it doesn't have all that extra crap in it, like, oh, what's your t-shirt size and how many story points. Don't get me started about story points. You don't need them. We've already covered that, so I'm not going to go into that now. Let's see, what else we got here? For music apps, Bose apps, because I have all the Bose headphones for my stuff. Jabra apps, because the Jabra 75T are my favorite in-ear earbuds. They have the best feel, sound, snugness, everything after that. I tried the 10s. I actually have them here. I bought these to try them out. I don't know. They're so light, and they've gone from like the circle to like this more form-fitting plug, but I never feel that they're actually in. And when I run, I feel like they're falling out. So they do offer really good sound, noise cancel. Like they're great, except for the part that they just never feel like they're snug in my ears. So I'm not a big fan. And they don't make the 75T anymore. And Jabra just announced they're not even making earbuds anymore. They've completely stopped. So that I'm super bummed, because in my opinion, Jabra has the best earbuds out of all of them. So yeah, I'm a big Jabra fan. So I'm kind of bummed that they don't make the ones I want anymore. Bands in town. This one is awesome. So whenever you want to know what bands are coming in to book for concerts and stuff, every once in a while what I do is I just hang out with my wife and we're chilling at night. I'll go through this thing and just find all the different bands that I want to see and just start buying tickets like months in advance. And then it's kind of like a surprise to myself. So 6 months from now, it's like, oh, I'm going to go see Ministry tonight. How awesome is that? You know, past Adam, really appreciated future Adam. Sonos, I have Sonos speakers all throughout the house. They used to be really spotty and kind of like iffy. Now they're pretty solid. They play really well. They don't cut out anymore. So whatever they've done over the years to fix their stuff, I'm a big fan. I have the sound bars and the subs and the 1s and the 5s and all that kind of stuff everywhere. Ticketmaster, I hate Ticketmaster. They're a necessary evil. They also had a huge breach recently, so I'm sure I was part of that. AXS, I don't know if it's Access, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, another ticket one. Discogs, this is where I keep my record collection. Because whenever I'm going out and buying records, I'm always like, man, do I already have that one or not? So in here, you can kind of see if you want. This is my whole record collection stored in here of all the different vinyl that I have. And, you know, it's kind of fun to go through. That's one of those things, like when you have your movies and you catalog them all in an Excel spreadsheet or whatever. This is that. Windy, this is a great weather app. This is the one I like the most. It shows really what's going on everywhere in the world. You can zoom in and out and see actual crazy storms that are happening and brewing up in places. When I was living down in Puerto Rico, this app was essential for me to keep track of what is that. There's some crazy thing there. But yeah, so when I was living down in PR, I mean, I would live on this app to see when the storms are coming, what the winds are like, what's going on. So great app. It's free. So if you're interested in weather, that's cool. Games, Sub-Zero and Geometry, they're fun, hard as hell to play. My son can whip through those things, though. It's crazy. Skyforce is fun. MetaQuest, interesting. Nothing terribly crazy in here. Google Apps, I just have them because every once in a while I have to have those. Let's see what else there for my drone stuff. Crypto apps. So Coinbase app, MetaMask app. MetaMask I use the most. That's my wallet for pretty much everything. OpenSea just for playing around the NFT space. Phantom because I do some Solana work. Arculus wallet, I've talked about that before. That's the credit card hardware wallet. That thing's pretty rad. Delta I use to keep track of all my crypto balances, offline, cold storage, all that kind of stuff. And Phemex for whenever I'm doing margin trading. I'm a big Phemex fan. TradingView, this is the best chart app out there. So if you ever trade or deal in any crypto or stocks or whatever, I'm a crypto guy obviously, I live in these charts. Right now I'm playing on the 1 day. I used to hyper analyze and live on the 5 minute, but you find that you just cannot tear yourself away from the charts. And what I've learned over the years is whether you play in the 5 minute or the 15 or the hour or the day, in the end, it all comes out to the same. So you're either trading massively in and out on the 5 minute and you're going absolutely insane, your anxiety is through the roof, or you can play on the one day and just kind of chill for a lot longer and just have your positions open for a lot longer. So when you're playing on the day, obviously you're not going to do much margin, but I'll do margin trading on the hour. But what I do is I watch the hour for when I see like, hey, look, the market's now going to a position where I want to do a long or a short. And then from there, I'll then go and drill into the 15 and then into the 5. And then from there, I'll determine the right time to enter the position that I want to open into. But TradingView, great. Kuthulu. Kuthulu is my app. It is a complete blockchain-based social media app that exists and runs 100% on Polygon. There are no servers whatsoever. No one can control it. No one owns it. So whenever you post anything there, it's there forever. It's on the blockchain. No one can ever shut it down. Can never be censored. I made it kind of like a thought project on if I could do it, and also to kind of really teach me the intricacies of blockchain and security and really pushing the limits of what it can do. So this thing's built to handle hundreds of millions of messages in storage and still keep all the transaction costs, into the pennies for everything. Dice is just another ticketing app. Flipper, we've already talked about the Flipper. This is the app that goes with it. Flash Invaders, this is a fun one. So Flash Invaders, this guy is graffiti artist out of France. He makes tile Space Invaders, and he puts them all over the world. And he puts them in really weird spots. So what you do is you take the app, and as you walk around, if you find one, you take a picture of it, and then you upload it in here, and it takes the geo coordinates of the phone. And if the photo matches with the GPS coordinates, you found it, and you get to earn points as you find all of these things. Actually, I think it's like the first graffiti app that's gamifying graffiti. Is really fun. And if you travel a lot around the world, you're going to see the Space Invaders everywhere. And there's a bunch here in New York, so good to see there. Forbes councils. I'm actually part of the Forbes Technology Council. I'm supposed to be writing articles for Forbes. I just haven't yet because I've just been way too busy. So sorry. I promise, get articles up on there for you. Namecheap, that's my default go-to for registering domain names. And then, of course, the Nyedis BreachCast app, which is the best app in the world for notifying you when there's new breaches, when there's a new awesome podcast that's come out, CVEs in real time, so of just products that you actually care about, not the whole CVE list. We focus really on the identity management side, and then a list of all the vendors and everything else that's going on in there. Phone messages. Brave is my go-to for browser. It's a Chromium-based browser, but way more focused on security and privacy. And Web3, there's a built-in wallet. I don't really use the built-in wallet, but because of its built-in Web3 technology, it's a lot more friendly in the Web3 blockchain space. I highly recommend Brave. If you are a Chrome fan, like Chrome, Edge, any of those Chromium browsers, download Brave. Check it out, because it's pretty much the same thing from the front end, but way better in protection for you. Lastly is Polymail, my email app on the bottom right. I'd want to open it and show you because this app is amazing, but I can't show you all my email. Now, this app is rad. It is pay to play. I think it's like $13 a month, something along those lines. But and what you're paying for, at least what I'm paying for, are all these crazy extra features that they have. So what they do is they embed a tracking pixel in every email that you send, and therefore you can then see every time someone has opened your email. So basically, when they've read your email, you can tell when they've downloaded attachments, and you can tell who. So if you send an email to 20 different people, like you CC 20 different people, you will get notification. You can send it to notify you. I don't get notified unless it's important, but I can see the whole history. When I click on the email, I can then see who opened it, when they opened it, how many times they've opened it. If I had attachments in there, it says who downloaded the attachments, how many times they've downloaded the attachments, all that kind of fun stuff. And also, it's great because it manages multiple accounts. So I have a ton of different accounts. How many different email addresses do you have? Probably a ton, right? So I do as well. So I have one singular place for all of that. It gets synchronized in. And what's really cool about Polymail, depends on how you look at it, but for me, it's worked out great, is the way that Polymail authenticates you is through OAuth, through their SaaS app. So because of that, you'll find like a lot of corporations, like enterprises and clients and stuff, they'll say like, hey, you can't have remote access to your mail. Like they'll allow you to do OA, WebEx, O365 or whatever, so you can do the webmail, but they won't let you connect it to Apple Mail. They won't let you connect it to your email client. You'll try to do your email client, they'll say, oh, that email client's not approved. But with Polymail, a lot of those apps that allow web access but not app access, it works. Because it's really a web SaaS app on the back end, it connects and authenticates there, and then from there it feeds you all your mail. So I'm a huge fan of Polymail. It does cost some money per month, but man, the benefits are amazing. There's all kinds of great templates in there for sending out emails, so you can just one-click template reply. It also filters out spam and unsubscribes, so it finds all the crap you most likely don't want that are just spam newsletters and stuff. Doesn't even show them to you, but then like once a month I'll get an email that says, hey, look, here's all the stuff that we filtered from you. If you don't want it, hit a button and boop, it'll unsubscribe you from all the email lists. So there's a lot of great features in there. There are some things that kind of bother me. I wish it color coded the emails. I'm looking at the unified list so I know which account each one was coming from, but minor. But overall, yeah, Polymail. I think it's polymail.io. Check them out. Obviously, I'm not sponsored or getting paid by them. I actually pay them. So check it out. That's my phone. That's all the major apps that I use. Hopefully there's something there that you found that's pretty cool. If you have really cool apps or alternatives to any of these that I use, tell me in the comments. I'm always looking for new cool stuff, and who knows, maybe there's a new calendar app that can help me out, or a new email app. Those I think are the two I'm always looking for new and always looking for better ones. A free one to check out if you don't have that one, I think it's free, that's really good too, is Spark Email. That's another great email client. I use them forever up until I switched to them. So also on the Mac and on the iOS, so check that out too. That's it. Later. Nyedis has just created the first iOS app made exclusively for identity management professionals. It's called Nyedis BreachCast, and you can download it now. It's amazing. We have real-time updates of all the latest breaches that are occurring, CVEs as they come out real-time, really pertaining just to identity management. We have media that's going on this podcast. We're going to be bringing in a lot more others as well. And we even have a complete vendor list of all the identity management vendors and all their products, so you can find out exactly where to download their software, all the documentation. And what's even more awesome is an identity management glossary. All those crazy words and acronyms that we can never remember, they're all listed in there for you. No ads, just pure information to make your life simple.